And for the co-main event, we got a light heavyweight fight between Vitor Petrino and Tyson Pedro. Seems like the UFC is kind of trying to slowly build up Vitor Petrino, and I think that's the smart thing to do because I think he has a lot of potential. He is big for the weight class. He's extremely athletic, but he still needs to take fights, grow. He's only 10-0. He hasn't fought that many higher level opposition. So I think this is a good matchup for him with Tyson Pedro. We got a UFC vet that at one point was in Vitor Petrino's position where he's finishing everybody quickly, looking like the undefeated beast in the division, but quickly kind of changed. He had that loss to Khalil Roundtree where he was winning, and then Roundtree came back and beat him. And since then, he's kind of just become a first round can crusher, and when he can't get that done, he loses. So is he going to knock out Vitor Petrino in the first round? That's kind of the question if you think Tyson Pedro has a chance to win. And I do think there's a possibility of that just because Petrino, to me, isn't the greatest striker. But he's very explosive, even though he's hittable, and he can crack himself. I feel like he's going to be the faster guy and more aggressive guy as well. It's just if he runs into a shot early, to me, that's Pedro's path to victory. And then Pedro could potentially give him some issues early on the ground, maybe. I mean, he does have a black belt and things like that, but I just don't have a lot of faith in Pedro being able to get much going against a beast in the grappling and wrestling department like Petrino. Petrino's really good at mixing in takedowns and very physical guy. I feel like he's going to be able to hit the takedowns and have better cardio once the two guys start grappling. I feel like Pedro is going to fall off a cliff. Unless Pedro can get him out of there early, I just don't see a lot of paths to victory for him. I think that Petrino's going to be better everywhere after the first round. I think even on the feet. And I like Petrino. I think he's one of these guys that could move into the rankings and be a threat as he gets older and gets more experience. So I think he's going to get past Tyson Pedro. I think he's going to use his wrestling. I think he's going to be able to close that gap on Pedro and avoid the big shots. And I do think Pedro's pretty good at nullifying guys, and I don't know if he's going to necessarily get knocked out. I don't know if he's going to get finished on the ground. I think he's going to be able to stymie a lot of the offensive Petrino and just get held down and accept that position and accept losing the decision. So the overs for me aren't a terrible price, and I think that Petrino is going to win this one, I'll say via decision.